All right, well, I will start by saying thank you guys all for being here today to honor the life of Rick Coyer. I am Chelsey Meyer, his daughter-in-law. I have known him for about 15 years. The first time I met Rick, I was on my way to the beach with his son Chris, and he said he needed to stop by his house and pick up his parents' house and pick up something. We'd only known each other a couple of weeks, and I was not ready to meet the parents. He said, "It's fine, it's just my dad home right now." Well, my first impression of Rick was spot on. He was a laid-back jokester, probably the easiest person you're ever going to meet in your life. I wish I could remember those first words he said, but they were definitely filled with his shenanigans and probably some banter with his son. I can still hear his deep laugh and his ho-hum way every time he greeted you. Rick also had a gift of a calming presence. I remember several times him saying, "Oh, Chels, it's all good. Everything will be all right." No mess my kids would make in his house would ever rattle him. Just tonight we were eating dinner and Jackson spilled a whole glass of water on me, and I'm thinking, Rick would say, "It's not a big deal. Just go dry off your dress. It'll all be fine." No problem was too big for him. I asked my kids to share a few memories or their favorite memories of Grandpa Coyer. Joelyn, my 13-year-old, surprised me when he said he loved to go mow his lawn, get him a treat, and sit around chatting for hours. I should have asked him that secret before he passed away because I can't get him to mow my lawn and enjoy it. Those two could talk for hours. They'd be up all night and they would just chat. I don't know what they would talk about, but they would just get along and chat for hours and hours. Bryson loved the way Grandpa Coyer entered a room. His deep laugh, knocking on the windows and bringing all the nonsense with him. His entrances were larger than life. His Christmases would fill my entire living room with the millions of gifts he bought the kids. And that was just his personality, very giving. Jackson, the youngest, remembers how he came to many football games and wrestling events. He loved to show his support to his grandsons, and he always had snacks in tow. I remembered a couple of years ago, he showed up to a wrestling tournament that we had driven an hour to in a blizzard, and I was surprised when he showed up. I said, this was a horrible one to come to, the weather's awful. But he was determined to come and watch his grandkids. He stayed for one match because he was feeling so miserable that day, and he just didn't feel well, and then he drove home an hour in the blizzard. But that's what he did for his grandkids. No matter what, he showed up. Going back to the first time meeting him, I remember Chris talking about his medical issues. He might not be around long. I had heard that for years. Well, I got 15 years to know him and become his daughter. I think the day I truly became his daughter was about 2 years into knowing him, and I was asked to pick him up from a colonoscopy. Now, if you know a ride home from a colonoscopy, it's not something you want to share with someone you don't know. The whole time, he was a little loopy from his meds. I'm pretty sure he told the nurses his wife was picking him up. He had his mischievous ways, and we were rolling out of the car with his flatulence. He could always laugh at himself, and he could make me laugh and crack a smile. I am so lucky I had 15 years to get to know him. Rick left a mark on everyone he met. He raised two of the most thoughtful and giving people I know. I will be reminded of him as I watch Chris with our boys and give a silent thank you for teaching him to be an amazing father. I will also remember him when I asked Aunt Tina to go run around and pick up my kids from some crazy location, because he instilled the importance of family and being there for each other. Rick gave and taught everything he had to those he loved. For his family, he showed up for his family even on his worst days. And I find comfort in knowing that his body is now at peace. I want to thank you all for coming again, and then we are meeting directly after this at the Hibachi Grill to honor Rick Coyer's life. Thank you.